Welcome to FinTech Affairs. Myself Neeraj Nimje, Chartered Accountant and your host for this channel. In my previous video, I had discussed about PE ratio. Now today I will discuss about trailing PE ratio, forward PE ratio and PEG ratio. In PE ratio, we use the traditional or historical approach for valuation of stock, where we consider the EPS of last audited financial statements that ends on 31st March every year. There are some drawbacks in this type of valuation. So, if we are calculating P in the month of January, then we consider the EPS of last financial statement that ended on 31st March. But what about the EPS that has been generated during the period of current financial year, that is from April to December? In historical PE ratio, actually it ignores the earnings of current financial year. So to overcome this problem, trailing PE is better alternative against historical PE. Now, what is trailing PE? Trailing PE uses the earning per share of the company over a period of previous 12 months for calculating price to earning ratio. Formula for trailing PE is trailing PE TTM. TTM means trailing 12 months is equal to price per share divided by EPS over previous 12 months. As you know, every listed company declares their quarterly results. So in trailing PE, we consider the EPS of previous 4 quarters. The summation of 4 quarters EPS, that is EPS of last 4 quarters, we sum it and we get trailing EPS for trailing PE ratio. Let's consider a case of XYZ company. The LTP, which is it is 2071 rupees. Now we have EPS of June 21st quarter, March 21 quarter, December 20 quarter, and September 20 quarter. EPS for this quarter was, say for June it was 20.52, for March 21 it was 20.33, for December 20 it was 14.84, for September 20 quarter it was 12.92. So EPS over a period of last 12 months will be summation of all these EPS, which comes to 68.61. So our trailing PE ratio here will be LTP of 2071 divided by EPS over period of previous 12 months, that is 68.61. So here our trailing PE ratio will be 30.19. It is trailing PE of rupees 30.19. So this was in short about trailing PE. Now we are coming to the next ratio, that is forward PE ratio. Forward PE ratio uses the forecasted earning per share of the company over a period of next 12 months for calculating price to earning ratio. So if forecasted EPS of for next 12 months for the same company, say it is 80 rupees 80, then our forecasted PE will be LTP of rupees 2071 divided by forecasted EPS of rupees 80, we get a forward PE of rupees 25.89. Things we have to note down here that if EPS is expected to grow, then the forward PE will be lower than historical PE or trailing PE. On the other hand, if EPS is expected to decrease, then you will note that the forward PE ratio will be higher than the trailing PE or historical PE. One should not only compare the trailing PE for valuation and comparison between the two companies, but also look at the forward PE ratio to focus on the relative value, whether the PE differences reflect the company's long-term growth prospect and financial stability. So this was about forward PE. Now we are in the last segment of this session, that is PEG ratio. It is price earning to growth ratio. PEG is one of the useful stock valuation measure. It is calculated by dividing PE ratio with company's earning growth. If you are trying to determine whether a company stock is expensive, cheap or fairly valued, then this is the one of the best ratio to look at, especially for companies that are growing. Instead of just looking at the PE ratio, PEG also factors in the growth rate of the company, which is crucial in understanding whether something is reasonably valued or not. In our previous example, our trailing PE was 30.19. If we expect a growth rate of say 20% in next 1 year, then our PEG ratio will be trailing PE ratio, trailing PE of rupees 30.19 divided by growth rate, that is 20. We get PE ratio of 1.51. A PE ratio of 1 means that stock is reasonably priced relative to company's growth rate. A stock that is much higher than 1 is likely overvalued, while a stock which is lower than 1 is undervalued. But remember that a stock could still be a fairly valued or reasonable to buy if its PEG is say 1.1 or 1.2. This was in short about PEG. So friends, all this is for now. Stay tuned for more videos on stock trading. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get all notifications. With this, your host Neeraj Nimje, Chartered Accountant, signing off for now. Have a nice day.